Alright guys, so we're finally going to be talking about Invincible Season 4. So again, if most of you do not know, yes, I've been behind, and this is going to be my first thoughts slash, I guess, review through 1 through 4 of what's out right now. Like I said, I'm finally caught up, and I'm enjoying myself. I will say that immensely. I think that from what I have seen, and again, I have not read the comics, I've looked them over online, and from everything that I'm gathering, they're doing a very good job adapting the comics to the series, and being able to see Mark go through what he's gone through with the other clones of him from, other alternate universes, and then him dealing with, killing someone, and then, of course, his brother getting older, and even his brother trying to do their own, Invincible Corporated, and then I already kind of figured what was going on with these powers, that she was either already pregnant or going to be pregnant very soon, and then of course at the end of episode 3, we find out that she's pregnant, which again we know, and I'm assuming in the comics things don't go well between her and Mark for whatever reason, and from what I'm understanding, he has 2 children at some point, one by Eve and another one by that one Anissa, who is the other Viltrumite. And I will say this, I like seeing Nolan's backstory of when he was a young Viltrumite, of when there was the Scourge, of the one that initially betrayed them and then is leading the resistance against the Viltrumites. So I enjoyed seeing that as well, because I'm interested in the Viltrumites, to see where exactly how strong they were, I would say, at their hype, quote unquote, because pretty much how I got into this series was someone was saying, if you mix Saiyans and the planet Krypton is what you would get with the Viltrumites, and I really enjoyed that. So I will say that anyone that is a fan of those 2 races, you're probably going to enjoy the Viltrumites. But seeing how this series has grown. Now, I will say this, I think the Guardians definitely need to get a better backbone and different ones to actually help them. I do think that it's going to come out with Conquest about what Cecil did, so Mark's going to be pissed at him probably for that. It's also going to come out, of course, Eve being pregnant, and then, of course, at the very end of episode 4 of, Omni-Man coming back with Alan, so that's going to be really interesting. But can I just say this? That whole thing with Alan and his girlfriend or wife or whatever, they're just nonstop, and no one's trying to cover his ears. Dude, I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh man. I was like, that's kind of like karma in a way. I mean, it really is. It is like karma. And I found that to be extremely hilarious. So I think that was really cool and funny at the same time. And how all these different enemies that he's gone up against throughout the decades, that it's really interesting, because some are willing to work with him, others just want to kill him for Omni-Man. So I think that's really cool. And of course, I'm just gonna say this, I think Rex, the robot or whatever, I'm tired of his character. I'm ready for his character to go, because he's wanting to be team lead, and it's like, bro, you're not, you may be smart, but you're not the leader of the Guardians, and you're not eligible to become leader of the Guardians. And him trying to help Monster Girl and all this stuff, now they're stuck in that other realm, and the whole thing where Cecil is trying to get Mark to trust him again, and that's going to take time. And then all this other stuff, especially the Underrealm, aka Hell, that was really crazy to see, especially, for Satan being a supposedly good guy, but at the same time, going to be using Damien Darkblood to be able to, do his dirty work for him, because he wants to know what's going on Earth, because of, the reason why their enemy wanted to reunite the ones they've been torturing to save humanity to begin with. So that's really interesting. I'm looking forward to that. But overall, I think that this season is fire so far. I'm really enjoying myself, and I can't wait to see exactly where we're going to be going into the series, because again, like I said, I'm not familiar with the Invincible comics, because I want to say they were already like either a season in or 2 seasons in when initially I got into it. And like I said, it's interesting because a friend of mine, he was saying, bro, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it. And I'm very happy I got into Invincible. I mean, Invincible is pretty much the adult, I would say, Superman. It is the best way to put it. For anyone that's never watched or read an Invincible comic, I'm definitely gonna have to like look into the Invincible comics online, just so that way I kind of know what's going on with the story and what's gonna happen. And more than likely, they're gonna probably adapt it as best they can. But to anyone that has read the comics, have they adapted the series very well in your opinion? Again, there's characters I really don't care about. I mean, again, I like seeing Mark's mom try to move on from Nolan, especially everything that occurred, and her hooking up with this other guy, and he seems to treat her right, and she's happy, and that she's going to be selling the house, and him and her are going to be getting a house together, and then Mark and his brother are going to be possibly moving in with them, but then at the same time, now that it's going to be coming up that Mark's going to be a father, I mean, what's going to happen with him and Eve, you know what I mean? Because Eve's parents ain't going to like it, because Eve's father is, you know, he's a piece of work, dude. Eve's father is a piece of work. And same thing with her mom, because her mom's a little bit easier to deal with, but her mother is definitely going to be a pain in the ass. But overall, guys, what is your opinion of Invincible Season 4 thus far? Let me know about it down in the comments. I'll see you as always on the next one.